States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Austin Cool here. Charles Cole here.
Griffin here.
Thomas here.
Where here?
Meeting minutes approval of March 7th, 2024. Any corrections, additions? The font is very big, I like it.
Yeah, me too.
Okay then.
Cummings will make a motion to approve the meeting minutes from March 7th, 2024.
Austin Cool, second.
Motion by Cummings, second by Austin Poole to approve the meeting minutes. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Citizen input for anything that is not on the agenda.
Yes.
Yes, Maureen?
Thank you, Mayor, for the last email you sent. I just got it 10 minutes ago, so I'm going to add a few more items. I did appear, as you all know, March 7th at the council meeting, and I'd like to thank Clerk Ritter for replying also regarding the banners, because I did appear at the community development, as some of you know who were there, because I thought the downtown district was going to be discussed. But they said, no, it's not their jurisdiction to do that. But I would like to update, and I got an update regarding the banners. It's now was done by, as some of you know, by the staff. I did hope that I would see who the staff was, but be that it's over with. And I do appreciate the emails saying the district listing. I believe that came from the book, the Sesquicentennial 2009 book. That was requested by the mayor, the former mayor.
I took that right off the Historical Society website.
Yeah, and that's fine. The Methodist Church is not so-called in the downtown district, but it is very historical, and I will approach the Methodist board that I'm on to see if they would like to do their own banner. I would like to review the four corner zebra lines that I mentioned March 7th, and the mayor did reply late today that I just got on, and it said it's probably DOT jurisdiction.
Correct.
So I will write to the DOT. And the reason I'm bringing it up again is I did travel to Walmart recently, and in Sun Prairie they have the same pedestrian crossing maroon treatment that the Four Corners has, and on it they have the wide zebra signs. And my main point is safety and consistency. So I think wherever there is pedestrian crossings, where you put up the gold pedestrian crossing signs, there should be some zebra crossing.
Now, Maureen, I'm going to stop you there. I'm going to stop you there for a second. You're going to be talking about something that is the DOT's jurisdiction. So if this is something that you feel strongly about, you're going to need the city's support on that. So I would suggest you have a conversation with the public health and safety, and let's review our safety down there, and do we have an issue? Because that's going to be the first thing the DOT is going to want to know.
Okay.
What are your safety records?
Okay.
Just
well,
so
I
you
didn't
understand.
realize that from your email, because you said DOT is in charge of that. So
Correct, but that doesn't mean you personally as a citizen can call and tell them what to do, because we have to work as a city on that.
Well, thank you.
Which is
for
what we
that
did with the
clarification.
lighting.
Right.
Yeah.
So will the Safety Commission put that on their agenda and notify me?
We'll put it
Before
on the
I
agenda,
write-
it'll be on the first Thursday of the month.
Yeah,
Okay.
Tim's on the committee.
All right. You can email
Okay.
me. I think you have my email.
Okay.
I just wanted you to know it's been done before on that maroon strip in Sun Prairie. I would like to also comment, you mentioned, Mayor, in your last email a few minutes ago, that the cable stations 991, 992 has on it for the last months, Waterloo Community Station will be on in a minute. I forgot what it said. Oh, one moment, please. The channel will be on shortly. Well, it's never on. And I did call Laurent, as I said previously, in March 7th, and he said, I thought he said the council, but I think he said from what mayor's reported recently, he didn't say council, he must have said members of the city said they're working and they would prefer it on your smartphones.
Those words were never said by any of us.
And as I said March 7th, that we all don't have smartphones. We have a lot of senior citizens and a lot of low poverty people too.
All right, and I did
Most
correct
people
you.
I have the floor, please.
Well, actually, no, I do.
Okay.
Now, you are permitted to talk, but when you start saying things that are incorrect, and I already replied to you at 4 o'clock this afternoon, you're repeating the same stuff. We did not at all ever tell Laurent or anybody else that these things are gonna be on a smartphone. I replied that to you.
Yes,
So if you have
I
an
just
issue.
said that.
Correct, but
It
if you
may
have
not
an
have
issue
been
with the
that.
cable, Maureen, if you have an issue with the cable, you need to talk to them. We aren't in charge of the cable station.
Why does it say community and why do you have a cable district?
Then let's talk to Laurent about your issues of getting on there. I cannot, we
I did
cannot
that,
help you.
I did that. I do get on through listing on subscribers. I do get on, but the community doesn't know about that. So if you want the community to know about things,
We'll be sure
it
to
has to
let
be
Laurent
on
know
the
that.
television set. So that's my problem
Okay.
with subscribing to community cable. If we don't have the cable, why do we have it if it's not community? So I've written my concerns down and Clerk Ritter has them.
Mhm.
So I will continue to investigate that with Laurent, and also if you don't have, do you have any power over the cable?
Laura Cotting is the chair of the cable board. I would suggest you contact her directly.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. All right, meeting minutes summary. Yeah, 319, community development.
As a meeting. It was a pretty quick meeting. I would say the biggest thing we talked about was 333 Portland Road, but it was a closed session, so not very much to disclose as of right now. So that was probably the biggest thing.
Good, thank you. Finance, Tim?
Finance, tonight we completed our annual department head reviews with the fire chief, discussed the Waterloo organizational chart, and also discussed a payment extension request from the town of Waterloo in reference to the fire radio payments. Other than that, everything else is on the council agenda.
Thank you. All right, consent agenda items for February. Are there any issues or it requires approval?
Austin Cole make a motion to approve consent agenda items.
Griffin, second.
Motion by Austin Cool, second by Griffin to approve the consent agenda items. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Charles Gould would like to make a motion to move item 8 up to above item 6, would be the next item of business.
Wired with second.
Motion by Charlie Cool, second by Wire to move up item 8 in the agenda above unfinished business. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. So now is your choice if you want to go into closed session to have a conversation about it, or we can leave it as is. It's your choice. Everything you should all have, did you give everybody the documents?
Cast it all.
Okay, good.
Everybody should have it now.
So this is, something that we have been working on for a while. Had to go back and forth multiple times with attorneys and, get all the i's dotted and t's crossed and all that good stuff.
It's gone to the attorney and the CSM did go, they sent it to me, I sent it to Mitch, Mitch worked with them to, the few things that he wanted to tweak a little, and then we're all good, so.
Yep.
It's all gone through the process.
So this is just the final step before it gets sent off. We're doing a resolution on this, I thought?
Yes, I have the resolution.
Okay.
Because I just did it. Sorry.
There we go. I can just pass it a couple times. We just wanted to kind of get it official on a resolution, which is resolution number 2024-05. So so again, we have to have this conversation. Is there any reason you want to go to closed session, or we're just talking out loud now? All good? We're talking out loud. All right, so resolution 2024-05. So it's authorizing the sale of the municipal land to the Van Holten's property, and it's just a portion, so we don't have a new parcel ID for it yet, so that's why it's kind of written the way it is, because once we do the documents, then it gets split up into two. So the real estate term of sale is splitting up that portion. The acreage is 2.9, and the purchase price is $5,000. So everything, like Jean already said, has gone through. We've done all the motions and all that good stuff. So now this is just the final step, and then it goes into closing. To the fidelity, is that gonna be our title? Something like that? I think it's fidelity.
I'll get that straightened out tomorrow.
Sure, no problem. So would we have any questions? If anything you want, he is here to speak.
An open book?
When do you think you're gonna start?
I don't even know. I
No?
have to find out from Steve. I mean, this is the first step, so.
Yeah. Well, I know you have drawings and everything, so.
Well, preliminary, yeah, as far as what we can do and what we can't do.
Right, right. Good.
Why are we selling 3 acres for 5,000? 333 Portland Road, it's acres, 6,000 acres.
This is swampland, and we had actually they overpaid from what the original suggestion was based on swampland. It was $1,600. We had that from the appraisal company, which I sent to all of them, and then they offered $5,000. So that's gonna cover the lawyers and the title, it's gonna cover all kinds of stuff.
Closing.
Survey
Closing.
maps.
Yep, they already did all the survey
did-
maps.
they did
Yep,
all
they
of that
paid
on
for
their
all
dime,
that,
yeah.
yes.
Is the utility okay with the easements?
Yes.
Yeah, Barry was copied in on all of that, Chad and everybody. So we do have easements as the option to, still continue to clean out,
Right,
because
I
we've
just
got that
wanted to
drain.
see that.
Yep,
Did you review it? Okay.
So you just need an approval for the
Yep.
resolution?
yep.
Okay, Cummings will make that motion to approve the resolution number 2024-05.
Charles Poole, second.
Motion by Cummings, second by Charles Poole to approve 2024-05. Any other questions? Roll call.
Cummings, yes.
Austin Cool, yes.
Charles Poole, yes.
Griffin, yes.
Thomas, yes.
Where, yes.
Motion carried unanimously. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, appreciate
You
it.
never know if they're gonna have questions,
Still working on this a while. Nice
Yeah.
to see it happen.
Yes, us too. Good luck.
Thank you for being so
Thank you.
patient. Appreciate it.
All right, now back to item 6. This is ordinance 2024-09. This is the one we talked about last month. And she's handing out more papers. There we go.
I'm gonna give one to Barry.
Oh, okay. So the ordinance 2024-09, everything on here stayed the same. So I sent, so you have a copy of the email with the questions that we all brought up. So I highlighted my copy, and I don't know where I put it. Probably in here.
Yeah, we talked about the three others.
There it is, more paper, I need more paper. All right, so a couple of the questions were, can a council member be considered a citizen, or do they automatically have to change? And another question was, item A says at least one but no more than 2 can be council members. Can they also be appointed within a term that says until we fill it from a citizen? So his remarks are all in red, him being the lawyer. So under A, for, see, there was a question surrounding members if there's a citizen vacancy, so you can do that. No additional language is necessary in the ordinance for applying to aldermen. You simply appoint that person, alder number 2, to a limited term and state that limited term duration when you appoint them, when they are confirmed. So if we have an opening and we already have one alder on it, but we want to fill the board, we can appoint another alder with the understanding that we're still going to continue to find a citizen that would do the full 5-year term. So you just make that, it's what do you call it, Allison? I can't think of the name of it, but it's a
Temporary term.
yeah.
Or limited.
Yeah, it's limited.
Limited.
There's another term that I can't spit out at the moment, but it's coming to me. So he said you don't have to rewrite that, you just state that. It's a condition. There we go. The condition is the word I was looking for. And then the other one is if there's a current member, meaning Tim, he's already on it, does he automatically become the alder? And he said no. They would not automatically change to a council member. Think of turning to points of seat, so he wrote a paragraph on it. But he said they would remain holding the resident seat if that's what they choose. But you could be qualified for appointment as an alder if you choose. I said, does he have to resign? No. So we don't have to change any wording on that either. But you then would understand if they, because I said we could potentially then really have 3 alders, potentially. Even though you're set as a citizen,
Right.
you're still also an alder. He said he can propose language in that. He said, so if you want to avoid 3 alders, then language would need to be added to require automatic elevation of members upon election. He can propose some language in that. I honestly don't see us ever getting 3 alders, but who knows?
Can you explain that?
So Tim is already on there,
Yeah.
okay? He does not have to give up his seat to say, I'm now an alder, okay? So he's still a resident
For how long?
for whatever his term is,
For
his
5
5
years,
years, right?
okay.
And I'm not sure what he's got left, but
Yep, no,
his
that's fine. 5
normal
years.
resident term. So then let's say I appoint Ron to the commission.
Yep,
Alder number 1, technically. Then you
Okay.
have an opening, say a citizen doesn't step up, but we want to have a full, what is it, 7 people? 5 people. Say potentially we want to have a full 5. I could appoint another alder, obviously with approval, but I could put in the condition that we would continue to try and find a citizen to take that role. So technically, you could say you have 3 alders, but you don't, because he'd still be a citizen. So the lawyer said if you want to avoid that, he would draw up some language to that.
well,
So that we
language would
could.
just be, don't put a second one on then, right?
Well, of course, and ideally, I wouldn't want
No,
to.
I mean, the language would be just have one,
So get rid of the option of 1 or 2 alders.
correct?
I'm fine with that, and that's what I said the first time. I didn't put that in, it was
Right.
his making that suggestion. So I'm fine if you just want to take that word out, period, 1 alder, end of story.
Well, I mean, in 120 years, we've never had a problem getting the board members. so
Correct.
Add this extra language.
Correct, but when you get lawyers involved, I don't know if they get paid by
I know,
the,
I've talked to Bill
you know.
many times.
by the word, yeah. So I think that was the only other question no, the other thing was, because we did talk about it, as far as residents or taxpayers or businesses or whatever. So his comment is, this is strictly a policy call and how the council wishes to have the committee compromise. There is no legal requirement either way for me to say, or us to say, that you have to be a resident or you have to be a business owner and a resident
Ratepayer.
or a ratepayer. He did say you don't want to use the terms citizens or taxpayers. And those are some of the words that were in the original ordinance. So they said take those out, which we don't have it in now.
Mhm.
But he said there is a difference between citizen and residents. He went into lawyer terms. He said, but you would generally be more concerned with ratepayers of the utility rather than taxpayers of the city. Because then you have to define what's a taxpayer, sales tax, you know, then you get crazy. So again, then that is your choice. So the 4 voting members, we just have to define, are you a resident or are you a resident or business owner? building owner. I mean, there's a certain way you have to say it.
Instead of resident, I would rather go, like what he said at the bottom, that the utility would be more concerned with a ratepayer
Correct.
versus.
Right, so it's a matter of, do you want only residents of the city? Or do you want it to be, like, and we're just gonna use Schuman, because he's the example right now that's actually on the
Would be a
board.
ratepayer.
He would be a ratepayer. So we take that word resident out and put ratepayer?
That would be my recommendation.
Okay, so I've answered the questions from the lawyers, so now we can go through the ordinance, and then you guys tell me what you want it to be.
I agree with Tim, I think it should be ratepayer, because we don't govern that body. We don't do their budget, we don't, the ratepayers are more involved in that, and there's
Whether you're a
PSC
business-
oversight.
Absolutely,
So if you're a ratepayer, I think you should qualify to be on that board.
okay. And do we want to take the no more than 2 alders out? It's item A,
And that's the easiest way.
Yeah, just do
That's the
one.
easiest way.
not a problem.
I think that's covered in the fact that you could be an alder citizen and citizen, so you could be a citizen representative,
Right.
not an alderman
Right.
representative, alderperson representative.
But we would never want to appoint more than 1 alder at a time.
Yeah.
Correct.
That's fine.
As an alder.
As alder.
But an alder that wants to be appointed as a citizen could be, correct? No?
The problem I'm having with this is you could have 3 older people as
Yes.
citizens on the board.
Yeah, and
And I don't
Not
even-
now, not now you can't, we just took that out.
Well, but I'm just, but what
Right.
Charlie is saying is somebody can run and say, well, I wanna be on the board, I don't care that I'm not on the city council. Or they get put on later, or whatever you have you. I think it's very important to have 1 older person
Yep, I agree.
on our board.
But,
I don't know what the point of having 2 or more
so if
is.
you had someone on your board as a citizen
Yeah,
that wanted to run to be on council,
yeah.
would he have to relinquish being
No.
on the board at that point? Because,
I would think that when their term is up, they would be replaced with somebody that's not a city council member. Because because you're gonna get into the point where you have 3 city council members on the utility board, and then you no longer have an independent board. And that's what we're trying to avoid here.
Right,
Because if you look at the state statutes are very specific about terms too. If you have 5 board member, they have to be 5 years terms, and they have to be consecutive, where they start in October and move on, and are different every 5 years. I'm just trying to avoid them not being separate boards or councils.
so do you want, so we're saying only 1 alder, and right now, and we're just using Tim because Tim is the example, he
Right.
is on the board, but he's not an alder.
He is an alder.
He
You
is, but
can't,
he
you
was,
can't go to Tim at our meeting and say, you're not on the city council. You
Okay.
can't do that. Even down at the commission, he is representing the city council.
okay,
Because we want him representing the city
but
council.
he wasn't originally put on the board that way.
Yes, he was. I asked him to be on the board when he was on the city council.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah,
I wanted,
I thought you were saying
I
that you were
wanted
always
a
put on as a
representative from the
citizen.
city
I
council.
am, not as a council representative. I've never been put on the board as a council representative.
Correct.
Right. But
Right,
I asked
I was on
him-
the council at the time, but I was
Okay.
never
Right.
put on.
So I asked them to have him as a representative of the city, because I think it's very important that we have that communication.
100% agree, it's been wonderful,
Correct.
absolutely
And I
agree.
think that's very
Yeah.
important. The point is, when you start adding more than that.
Right, so are you saying then he would automatically have to give up, because he's listed as a citizen on your documents right now? Because we haven't approved this ordinance.
Correct.
All right, so are you saying then that we're automatically going to convert him
yes.
to the alder?
Yes.
He can't
Yes.
remain as a citizen?
Yes.
And that's fine, so that's the way I'll have this redrafted,
Okay.
so that you will give up your seat.
Because
It's
otherwise,
our
like Charlie
choice.
said, you're gonna run into later on down the
Sure.
road, people
Certainly.
wanting to do both.
Perfect. Okay, so we want it to be
And it's only 1 then, take out that wording.
always one, you
Yeah.
never have more than one.
More than
Yep, yep.
Very complicated.
Oh, we've made this so difficult. Oh, but you should have seen the original one. Holy moly, was it long. All right, so we'll make those adjustments. We will bring it back so you guys can see it, so that it's just clear as mud, but it'll be okay. We'll make that adjustment. So, we also have on, I think it's still on here, isn't it?
Yep.
Is it down further? Okay, we'll look down further. All right, so, anybody want to make a motion to making those adjustments as stated, one alder?
Do we need to?
I'm sorry, I don't want to interrupt.
What? Do you have anything more to say?
I thought you were talking farther down with the powers and duties. Are we past that, or are we still?
Oh, no, do we, yeah, go ahead. What do you got?
I have to see, did Bill go over our ordinance changes that we already have in process with him? when he
On your
wrote them?
340?
Yes.
Well, I haven't even seen them. I have no idea. That was a communication strictly with you two, so I have no idea.
Okay, so I don't know that this is gonna be accurate on the bottom,
Which part?
all of it.
B or A?
Powers and duties.
So-
Because Bill's recommendation was to add, not change our title, but to simply add it when it comes down to sewer, that we fall under the water and light, the sewer does.
Correct.
So I'm not sure that it's even 19-9. I don't know where he put that. in
Oh,
his
he might be
ordinance.
changing that? Okay.
I don't, that's what I'm saying, I don't know how this matches up with ours.
Is there anything else that has a deadline on this?
No.
Then
No.
I'll make a motion to table this.
Okay. I don't have a problem with that.
I'll-
Especially if you've got 340 still in the works and it might affect this, not a problem.
Let's get it right once.
You got it.
Or, yeah, get it right.
And that should be coming to the commission this month, the ordinances. So then, depending how long it takes us to, our commission to get through that, then it'll come up to city council.
You got
It'll
it.
be all the water and all the sewer ordinances.
Excellent.
You got it. I have no problem with that. Now we need a new motion.
No, we gotta call it quick.
Charlie tabled it as a motion.
I seconded
And
it.
you did second it. Okay, but then you had more to talk about. Okay, so it's staying the same. No, you're fine. So we're tabling it. Motion by Charlie Cool, second by Wyatt.
Correct.
We're working on section 340 next. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
The question.
Question. Good grief, this has been fun. All right, item 7, finance, insurance, and personnel. Tim?
Under Finance, Thomas makes a motion to approve the February 2024 financial statements payroll in the amount of $83,050.67.
Kind of problem is that?
General disbursements in the amount of $1,170,733.27. And the clerk treasurer's report, which is on file in the city clerk's office.
Cummings will second.
Motion by Thomas, second by Cummings, to approve the finance, payroll, general disbursements, and the reports. Any questions? Roll call.
Cummings, yes.
Austin Cool, yes.
Charles Cole, yes.
Griffin, yes.
And Thomas, yes.
Where, yes.
Motion carried. All right, item 2, Jensen proposal to replace 2 furnaces. You should have stuff in your packet. You want me to take it, Tim?
Sure.
All right, so we put in our capital budget for city hall furnaces, which the building includes the PD side. So we have a total of 4. So our budget was for 20,000 this year, 20,000 next year, and then we upped it for 26 and 27, 25,000 each. When Chad went out for quotes, which are the documents that you have, the prices were remarkably much better than we thought. We were expecting to pay $20,000 for 1 unit at air conditioning. So what's in front of you is a total of $12,725 per unit, which includes AC. The item on the bottom where it says accessories, that this document, should you have that?
Yeah, we're trying.
Okay.
We're trying.
Everybody got this cute little document?
Yep, we're trying.
Got the little pretty blue? Nobody?
Ron has it.
It's in there. It's in the back. Right in the back.
Just look for a blue page.
Right in the
I'm
back.
trying.
So there we go.
Okay, so I circled the item, it's the G96 on the first page for 62, then the AC is by itself there for 64. Then there was an accessory, which was an air scrubber, kind of some version of a filter that Chad checked into and it really wasn't needed. So it comes to $12,725 per unit. or a total of $25,450. So we're going 5,000 over budget, but in the grand scheme of things, we're way under budget, because instead of doing 20 every year, we're only gonna do one this year, and we'll do 2 units next year, and we're done. So it's way under the 90,000.
2 units this year, 2 next year.
Correct, on both sides, right. So we're just doing these 2 for City Hall. Because our stuff, judging by how cold I am.
Oh, come on.
Anyway, so it's over budget, so obviously we still need council approval. And this came from finance, correct?
Yes, it did.
Yes, it did.
Thomas, make a motion to approve the purchase of the 2 furnaces from Jensen's for the municipal building.
Charles Cool, second.
Motion by Thomas, second by Charlie Cool to approve Jensen's proposal. Any questions? Roll call.
Cummings, yes.
Austin Cool, yes.
Charles Cool, yes.
Griffin, yes.
Thomas, yes.
Where, yes.
Oslo, yes.
There you go, wonderful. Waterloo Utilities, increase the pay, since we still haven't approved the ordinance. I should probably table this until we get the whole thing done at once.
Charles Cool, motion on table.
Austin Cool, second.
All right. Charlie
They're
Cool.
actually 2 separate items. They have nothing to do with the.
Well, and
ordinance.
that's totally up to you. I just know you
He's already got
tabled
a
it the
motion
last
on the
time.
table. I mean, I'm just making.
But
that
you are
statement.
talking, right, and which is fine, you can. So it's totally up to you. We tabled it last month because we weren't done with the documentation, so it's whatever you want.
Well, you have a motion and a second right now to table, so I guess that's where we're at. We have to
Okay.
call the question on that.
All right, so then we're just going to say roll call. All in favor?
Oh, sure, Cummings, yes.
Austin Cool, yes.
Charles Cool, yes.
Griffin,
Thomas, no.
Where, yes.
Oslo, yes.
Motion is tabled till the next meeting.
How is an item?
All right, now we're on to public health and safety burn permit
I
change.
don't have it back from the attorney,
Okay, so this one will just,
sorry.
Thomas will make a motion to table.
Griffin, second.
well, there we go, tabling all around, all in favor to table.
Aye.
Motion carried, moving right along. CDA 2023 annual report, did you approve that?
Yep, it's in the back.
I just got so many papers.
And CDA looked at it on Tuesday night and approved it.
Okay, does that have to come to us as an approval? Okay then.
If-
Well, and I knew that we missed a year in there, that was like our
That's
first.
last year.
No,
Yeah.
right, and I
I said
ran
that.
across it, and I'm like, oh my God, we're supposed to do this, so, perfect. Yeah, so.
We'll
it's
do
just-
better. I told them we'll do it in December or January next year, but I'll do
Yeah.
better.
Yeah. It's just an update of what the community development has been working on. In the past, I think, a prior clerk included like some TIF information on it too, kind of where we're at, so maybe we could just add TIF.
Okay.
I mean, you got newly created TIF, but just to do a rundown of all the TIFs, just a breakdown,
Okay.
just to kind of add that.
We do have a good sheet for that you shared last time. It was a good summary of
Yeah,
all of them.
yeah. So that would just be my suggestion. All right, what do you want to do with CDA?
You might have to change this, that
What's that?
Community Development Authority met once a month except for January.
Oh, did I
March,
put the new
April,
one in
May,
there? I thought you
June,
did.
July.
No.
You still put the wrong one in?
I guess. It was updated. We only missed 2 months.
So close.
We only missed 2 months.
You did give me the right one.
I know.
Because I called that out the
must not
first
have put it
time.
in the bucket for Sarah, so it's my fault. I
It's
didn't
actually
update it.
online correctly, but it's in this thing wrong. Believe it or not, printed wrong, but it's online
It was only
correct.
2 months that we didn't have meetings,
Right,
so
right.
that's.
I
so
didn't think that
thank
was
you.
right.
No,
No,
that wasn't, thank you.
Right. So we'll correct that. I'm positive it was correct online, because I even sent you that email.
All on the top,
On the top.
first sentence.
Yeah, all right. So we'll get that updated and add to the next one. Other than that, we already have, do we have a motion yet to approve? CD, with the changes?
Charles Cool, motion to approve with the changes.
Austin Cool, second.
Motion by Charlie Cool, second by Austin Cool to approve the CDA annual report with the updated changes. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Future item agendas and announcements.
Gabe's raising his hand.
Oh, Gabe's raising his hands. Where is he?
Yes.
Yes.
Waterloo Parks
Is,
Easter egg
is on.
hunt on March 30th. 10 a.m. Easter Bunny meet and greet, 10:30 Easter egg hunt.
And it's now on Facebook and the website.
Yes.
Yes. So worried about my eggs. All right, anybody else?
No live music?
Not for the Easter egg hunt.
All right.
Bring a harmonica.
Did you need to say or talk, or you just wanted to come visit us?
Just a resident listening.
Love it. All right, anybody else?
Our municipal drop box is down, but my friends at the DPW have sandblasted it and are redoing it, and it will be up right after the election. It'll be back up better than ever. Thank you, DPW, even though you're not happy.
They're awesome.
Aren't they the best?
And Gabe, thank you for helping with the vinyl. Yes, thank you.
Charles Poole makes a motion to adjourn.
Cummings will second.
Motion by Charlie Poole, second by Cummings to adjourn. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Have a wonderful evening, everyone.
I'm in trouble because I need to go home.